Oh, Kid Austin and his pops.
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up?
What's up?
How are you guys?
You're doing good. How you doing?
I'm
It's a good show. I'm enjoying your show. I was watching it and had to wake Floyd up to see it.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Well, I'm going to obviously ask your guys' opinion. I know that you guys had a little back and forth, and there was, something between you and Devin. Obviously, Devin claims he wasn't 100% when you guys sparred. You guys claim he was. But did he – that's not my question. My question is, did he ever demonstrate fear? Did he ever show you anything other than willingness to spar you and other elites? Or do you feel that Devin picks and chooses who he spars? And yes, Keyshawn could be telling the truth, and Devin didn't want to spar him and possibly kicked him out of the gym.
Oh, no, he lying. Devin, like I said, he been
No, we can't say he lying. We don't know. We've been having it.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't know, but I would say, because that, like I said, Devin been there with everybody. He sparred everybody. And when we sparred, he sparred like 3 dudes after that. So I think that's a false claim, in my opinion.
And wait, but Bill, they could have kicked him out, though. They could have kicked him out because Bill, is strategic. So we don't know. Maybe Bill didn't want them to see what he's working on. Maybe one day they're going to fight Shakur. So he could have got kicked out of there. I mean, it's a possibility.
Pops, you smart, Pops. That makes sense. As a trainer, why I want you to see what I'm doing.
Right.
Would you allow another person in your son's weight class that is a potential opponent or that is the champion to witness your son working, or would you relocate?
No, we kick people out of the gym ourselves.
Okay.
Because people put spas in gyms. I mean, it is what it is. And they come up with game plans and stuff like that. And they do that years in advance, some of these people. So you got to be smart because it's a business and everybody trying to get the upper hand.
But in a day and age where like Devin and even your son, you guys came up on these platforms, like, there's plenty of stuff out there on Devin since he was 12 and even your son from the beginning. So it's like, how much can a person get from, that isn't already out there?
It's a lot. It's a lot because a lot of times, I know I'm talking from my part, and I believe, Bill Paul, we're going to put up what we want to put up. We're not going to show the weaknesses that our fighters got to work on too much. Even if you put a sparring match, because there's a lot from us being in camp with Devin that we seen that ain't online. Like things, his flaws and stuff like that. So, I could see why they would tell him to leave because they know they're going to have to fight Shakur someday. So why let his right-hand man in and watch? That wouldn't make any sense.
Okay. Now, you believe that Shakur-Devin fight happens?
It's going to happen. I believe it's going to be worth so much money that it's just like Floyd and Manny. So one day it's going to have to happen. You think they're going to turn down $50 million, $100 million if that arrives?
So
to fight $5 million?
Do we start the clock from Saturday and start to see how long it takes to make? Or do you think that fight needs to marinate and don't even think about it for another 1 to 2 years?
That's really Bill call. That's really
Bill
call. Yeah, Bill. That's really going to be Bill call on how long he decide to let that marinate, because he's going to make that decision when he feel like his fighter is ready to fight Shakur. Because Shakur is a dangerous fight for Devin. Everybody knows.
So wait a minute. So you're saying Devin has to get ready for Shakur? The undisputed champ got to get ready for the unified champ? Kid Austin, chime in. Let me know. Who has the upper hand? Is it not the person with all the belts, or is it the one that has, dominated 2 divisions, been unified, and, lineal Ring Magazine belt holder in Shakur?
Don't get me wrong.
Belts don't mean anything. Floyd Mayweather said that. The belts don't mean anything. Although Devin got the belts, everybody think Tank is the big thing.
Oh,
so
wow.
Not shitting on Devin, because the same thing happened with Frazier and Ali. When Ali was banned, and and Frazier had the titles, they didn't consider Frazier really the champion until he fought Ali. So it's like the history repeating in a way.
Yeah. So
I
what
got
the
a 50-50 fight though.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it's a 50-50. So you've sparred Devin. Have you gotten with Shakur? Because you in San Antonio most of the time now. He in Houston. That's a little drive, but I mean, it could happen.
Yeah, I spar with Shakur.
We sparred Shakur. We sparred Sean Porter, Robert Easton Jr. We've been in camp with Tank twice. Even Devin called us to come back to his camp, and we had to refuse because we know one day we're gonna have to fight him. So
wait. How soon? Wait, how long ago did he contact you back?
This was like
the Linares fight.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Linares fight. We got him ready for the Gamboa fight. Shakur called us back for his recent camp. Floyd get the champions ready. So we understand what's going on in their thing, and we also know Bill don't want to fight Shakur. At this point, he don't want to fight Shakur at this point in time. It wouldn't make any sense.
Why don't he want to fight Shakur?
Shakur ain't selling out arenas. I can't say he's not selling out arenas, but he could get a little bigger in selling out arenas before that fight so it can make more money. The money has to make sense.
But couldn't the same be said about Shakur's side? Wouldn't they want for Devin to get bigger and for them to be able to capitalize financially as well?
No, because they calling out Devin now for a reason.
What's that?
They calling out Devin. Devin ain't calling out them.
What's that reason?
So didn't Bernardo Osuna have to double back? Like it wasn't like he was like, yeah, I want Devin next. They literally had a double back, and so who are you talking about? Like, come on.
I'm talking about Shakur called out Devin his last fight.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Listen, I know from the inside, we speak to them. My people was in the same thing with Shakur. They travel with Devin. So I speak to the camp. So it ain't like I don't know what's going on.
So you saying that you speak to the camps and they said they don't want that fight until it gets bigger?
Yeah, Bill gonna wait till the fight get bigger before he take it. He don't feel Shakur is selling out arenas and it could be a bigger fight. Cambosa had a whole country behind him. He's doing the Mayweather route. He want the biggest money. They're not just in there to get beat on. They in there to make money.
But like not wanting the fight and wanting the fight to get bigger, that's like two different things.
No, but I don't understand what you're asking. I don't know who this is, but
that's Danny in my co-host. What what is
your question? I'm just telling you what I know.
No, I know. I'm saying you're saying that they don't want the fight because they want it to get bigger.
Right.
Ain't that two different things?
Well, he just doesn't like the way you're phrasing it. He's saying to say that he doesn't want the fight, but then to double back and say he does when it's more financially lucrative.
I didn't say Devin was scared to fight him if that's how he's taking it.
That's how he's taking it.
Right. I didn't say that. I said Devin don't want to fight him because Bill is going to wait till it get bigger so they could generate the money. Why would somebody want to take a 50-50 fight?
For sure. For sure.
So it wouldn't make any sense.
At what weight then do you think that fight happens? Because
I think it'd be a catch weight because Devin gonna end up moving up. I think Shakur gonna go to try to capture the belts if he could get past Tank, and then it would be a catch weight because Devin will have. Devin is not a 135. I don't know. Devin cannot hold that weight for so long. He's draining himself. Devin don't even have his real power yet because he drained himself so much to make that weight.
So what do you think is his real weight? Or what do you think, at what weight do you think he'd perform best at, I should say?
When he get to 140, he really going to dominate. He's going to have all his power. He's going to get more knockouts. Devin, that just
you think you see his knockouts increasing?
Yeah, 140. Because I believe he will have more of his power. He's draining himself.
What about you, Floyd?
I agree. I feel like, Devin would, have more of his power at 140. Let alone he got the skill to, dominate the 140 class. So I agree with my dad on that. And power might increase,
How big do you see yourself getting? Because you guys turned down the sparring to join the Linares camp to help Devin get ready for Linares, but you're only 11-0. He's obviously moving up. He's 23 already. Where do you think you catch Devin Haney at in a real fight?
Devin would never fight us.
So then why not take the sparring?
We hurt Devin in sparring. That's a fact. When Floyd was in a pro, yet he was about to turn pro. Devin was already world champ.
But I heard he was hurt before the sparring.
Nah, I'm talking about got cracked. He wasn't hurt in sparring. He broke his hand sparring Floyd. So, I mean, come on. He went into the fight hurt, but he was fighting for his life in that damn ring. And their whole camp know it. They got the footage. It's been online, so it's a fact. So the thing is, Devin would never fight Floyd with 8-ounce gloves and no headgear. Floyd hit too hard.
But does Floyd get hit? Because Devin is an accurate
Floyd
son of a gun.
Devin hit Floyd 2 times in sparring.
Two times?
Brother,
I want that footage,
What
man.
y'all spar? One
2
round?
times?
No, they sparred 3 rounds.
3 rounds?
And it was 6-minute rounds. The thing is, Floyd, our basis is defense.
Wait.
You said it was 6-minute rounds.
Where y'all was at? Did y'all spar 6
It was in Devin. We was in Devin gym. We just landed off the plane, went in gym. They like spar, and we went in there and sparred. It's a fact.
You said 6-minute rounds.
Yeah.
No,
it's 5-minute rounds. He put it on 5-minute rounds. Thought that we would drown, and it's high altitude. So the thing is, it's a fact. We're not diminishing on.
So wait. Why did it happen that way? Did you guys have like a back and forth, and that's why you were brought there to be taught a lesson, or were you a regular spar? Because like those sound like some very unique circumstances. Like normally you land and you rest, then you spar. So
no, he wanted to see how good Floyd. Remember, we was going to be signed to DH Promotions. We was going to be signed there. We were supposed to sign, but we didn't take the deal. We ended up moving on. That's why Bill came, and that's why all the controversy started.
Why didn't you take the deal?
Because they were. I don't believe. This is my opinion. 100% my opinion. I don't believe they would have let Floyd outshine Devin. The same way sometimes I don't believe Floyd Mayweather will let his people outshine his record. And so that's why I didn't think that it would be a good fit for Floyd.
I'm sure it wasn't a long-term contract, right? Like how many years was that first initial?
We didn't even get that far. Bill Haney said, well, y'all DHP now and this, and we went from there because we got the people one of my friends is one of their best friends. So we in the same camps. And it just wasn't beneficial for my son, I didn't believe. So that's why I went the other route.
Which is the Golden Boy route. You got everybody just like, what the F did he do? Like, why did you take Schofield to Golden Boy? Like, no one thinks that's a good move. Please tell us why you guys went to Golden Boy as a black fighter.
And let me tell you, I'm a Mexican American. I've said it on record. I would never send my child over there. So please.
I just need to understand, like, it's 2022. We've seen so many fighters leave them.
Because it comes down to paperwork. A lot of fighters, they don't handle their business first. And then they run into things where they're on bad contracts or they could be put on the shelf and things like that. Our contract is right. Oscar, we sat there because we went the independent route so we could build up negotiating power. So our contract is solid. We fighting 5 times a year. We choose who we want to fight.
But what happens, slow down so that we could get some clarity. What happens if you don't get one of those dates? Let's say hypothetically you got a March date. March comes, that date you don't fight. Are you paid? Or do they just give you another date and keep pushing that 5-fight contract back?
No, 5 fights a year is 5 fights a year. If in a year they don't give us the 5 fights, then they breach contract, you believe. Simple business. And the thing is, they paying for the fights. So they coming out of their pocket to promote our fights, to do everything. They spending, 60 to 70 grand in these fights? So that's basically not coming out of my pocket. Mm-hmm. But we went to Golden Boy because of B-Hop. Oscar found us, but we went for B-Hop. B-Hop is a solid guy, and they got a lot of knowledge.
But he ain't do nothing for Franchon Cruz. He ain't do nothing for Chris Colbert. And Franchon was an Olympian. Chris Colbert, we all know how talented he was. Like, Derek Wilson, like B-Hop has signed and brought. I'm just giving you the real. I've been doing this shit 11 years, and I don't want you to get got or stuck in some bullshit. I don't know what your contract is, so I'm not trying to be smarter than. I'm just saying, B-Hop has brought people of color to Golden Boy to be fucking shelved and not do absolutely nothing. Like,
you can't get shelved if your paperwork is right.
I
That's
hope-
on their management team and that's on their advisors. Them fighters did not have the right advisors and management team and lawyers. That's all that comes
who's
down
your?
to. They can't do that to us.
Who is the manager? Or aren't you the manager? Or is
I'm
you
the
have?
manager, but I have Michael Miller, who's my assistant manager and my advisor.
Is Miller a lawyer from Houston? I mean, that let's just say Texas.
Yeah. Miller is the lawyer that sued Top Rank and various other places and won.
Is he
as well
also
as other networks.
is he also the lawyer that worked with James Kirkland many years ago? Michael Miller, no?
And James Kirkland had a whack ass contract.
No.
You know James Kirkland. We friends with James.
No,
that was in Michael Miller for.
No, wait, I'm not trying to. Oh, I see how that sounded. I wasn't trying to like shit on Michael. I'm just trying to make sure it's the same Michael, but that is
Yes,
the.
it's the same Michael Miller.
Okay. Yeah, no, that
But
sound.
James Kirkland, let me just say, James
No, but
Kirkland,
it did. I know that it sounded as if I'm trying to say, well, Michael ain't that good because you look at Kirkland's contract, but that's absolutely not what I meant to say. But it came out that way, obviously, because of the conversation. But
Pops,
it still does strike the question. He was fucking James Kirkland's lawyer.
The thing is, we talking about other people's contracts and other people's business. That's not our business. We don't get robbed in our contracts. We don't move like that. I was in the music industry and done contracts on a regular basis. So I know what I'm doing with the contracts and moving my fighter.
Can I
don't
know
what everybody else did?
And not to put you on the spot, but just, so that we know how far along you got. What's the biggest artist you work with in the music industry?
Little Kim.
Okay.
Mr. Cheeks. I was A&R at Universal.
Okay.
Regina Bell. I've done a lot. I've been in the music industry.
I feel like I definitely used to sing a Regina Bell song. I can't remember, but she the girl with the short hair, thick but light skin, right?
The one with the Latin song. I can show you the world. We wrote that song.
Oh, wow.
Well, I've been in the entertainment industry for a long time.
Wait, so you got credits for writing that song?
No, I was 16 when I wrote that song, and I got robbed. So I learned about contracts, and I went to school for law. I went for entertainment law. So the thing is, it's totally different for us. So we can't experience what they experience because our contracts is solid.
So having that music background, going to, you said contracts, a law school, you said? Law school or contract? Which one?
Music law. I studied music law.
Okay. Why not try to get with Al? Obviously, the story goes he came into this from music, and obviously, he's definitely taken over a portion of this sport. You've seen what he did for, Layman Brewster, right? And Floyd, and even Vernon Phillips, wasn't it? He got
Vernon
Forrest. He got the two Mosley fights. Was that not an option? And if not, why?
They sent contracts. All of them sent contracts.
Floyd, why you smiling? Why you smiling, Floyd? Because when you heard Al's name, you smiled, champ.
And that contract was whack.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The business is the paperwork.
Okay.
How whack? What does whack mean? Like what? It was like, open-ended on the fights? Because it seemed like PBC fighters don't get to fight when they supposed to or want to. So was it that? Like they couldn't guarantee you dates? What was whack? Was the money whack? What was whack?
The thing that's whack is the control. Most fighters don't realize they are independent contractors.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so if you're a 1099, for somebody to come take all your control, where they can own your name, they can own all that at the end of your thing, and then they have first dibs once the contract ends, you can't go to somebody else. You got to allow them to sit there and say, no, we're going to match this and do. No, that's too much control. We our own brand, our own company. So we gotta get in a contract where it's mutually okay. And they wasn't willing to negotiate a mutually okay contract. We're not gonna give up our intellectual property, our image, our name. They no guarantee on how many fights we're gonna get just whenever you decide to give us a
no
fight.
guarantee.
No, it's no guarantee.
Oof.
So those type of things, that's why we didn't go.
Was it a signing bonus though? Did they?
Everybody offers signing bonuses.
No, I get that. But was there one?
Yeah, everybody offers signing bonuses. But the thing is, if you take a signing bonus, you start off in the red as a business. So we don't want to start it. We don't need your advance money. Let's just do business. Then we're not in the red. So let's say we wanted to bring in investors to invest in FS promotion. When we got to give that sheet and show we don't want it to be in the red. We want to show all profit. So we don't take advances. But yes, all of them offer advances and they offer great advances. And that's how they blind a lot of fighters. You look at the advance, 100,000 and 200,000, but you don't look at the other paperwork. Because they can get their money back. That's just an advance.
That's sure. So let me ask you this, because we credit Bill all the time, right? Because we feel like he's done it the right way. Obviously, you're educated, but a lot of fighters may not have the right people in their team. They may not.
They don't even have you. They don't have a father.
Or they may not be able to wait it out. You know, they need that money. You feel me? They've been investing everything into this. What do you tell that fighter that doesn't want to wait because they from the slums and they've been broke their whole life?
Put their stuff online. Let me tell you, when we first came out, before we got all the deals, nobody offered us a deal. We had to grind, go there and put our stuff online and show the world what you got. So putting it online is free. You know, you got internet, and promote yourself, because once you promote yourself, then people will believe in you. Once they see what you're doing and you gain, because Instagram, if you got right now, most of these promotion companies only care if you got a big following and could put butts in a seat. So if you a boxer and you only got 100 followers, 1,000 followers, nobody gonna take you serious.
Word.
And I just wanted to say, I'm not from Texas, so I don't know what it is that y'all doing, but whatever it is working, because when I was introduced to y'all was at the Canelo Billy Joe Saunders card, and I just remember, I'm like, I thought it was like Earl walking in or something, because it was just a mob, a sea of people around your son. So, you know, we couldn't agree more. Definitely that promotion, getting your name out there, and knowing how to speak. I think that's something that goes unsaid sometimes. A lot of these fighters aren't the best of speakers in front of the mic. You know, learning how to speak, I think, really would help these fighters. So,
and they got to go to Mexico. It's cheaper, and this is just for the people that don't have money. You could get a fight for $600 in Mexico. I mean, that's the whole total, and you got to fight. It's on your record and things like that. Like, you could find the grassroots to start, but you have to start somewhere. You can't wait for somebody to give it to you, because they'll never give it to you. They'll rape you.
For sure.
Did you guys, or Dad, I'll ask you, did you think you were going to have to do more fights in Mexico? You only had to do one.
No, because I had, not everybody is fortunate like me. Like, I had a good job and stuff like that, so I could afford to pay for my own fights. I didn't have to rely on anybody. And once we started paying for our own fight, $3,000 here, because you could buy onto any card. You could buy onto a PBC card for $3,000, $4,000. So you just need the financial backing. We had the finances ourselves to back ourselves. Then we started selling shirts and stuff like that. We did the ground root, selling shirts out the trunk of the car, family, neighbors, and then online. And that's how we created the money. And then other people like Curtis Meeks came in, and Curtis Meeks became an investor.
Who's Curtis Meeks? Who's Curtis Meeks? And what
Curtis
does he do?
Meeks is James Kirkland's best friend. He was a former fighter at Golden Boy. He lived in Austin, Texas, and he's just a wealthy young man. And so he believed in Floyd, and he like, all right, I pay for your next 2 fights. And after that, then
but he's saying he'll pay for your next 2 fights. What he want?
Nothing. He just wanted to be there. Like, some people will really get, like, companies will sponsor you and give you money because they believe in you. If you just put yourself out there first, you'll be surprised. Local companies
So I just want to slow it down, because obviously there's a lot of dads out there in the same situation. You know, they want to turn their sons into pros, and you know. So this person just gave you money for 2 fights. What did you give him in return? Did you allow him to come with you guys to the fights? Was he presented tickets? Like, what should one do? This way, these other fathers don't just expect to get this money without doing anything back to the person that's putting it out there.
Or they ain't getting robbed, you know, like, okay, you did this, so I should be doing that, when in reality, you know.
No, you give, like, for instance, we give 2 tickets. They come to the show. We give them VIP tickets. We do a video with them at their facility. We post it on our Instagram or whatever, because we got over 100,000 followers. So we do that. So that's what appealed to them. The promotion on our social media platforms, us going to their venue, because sometimes they have meet and greets. That's all they want.
It's a sponsorship. It's a sponsorship. Like they're getting something, in return. It's a sponsor, but that's good though, because like you said, that allowed you guys to be able to, not worry about that and just focus on training, getting in the ring and doing what you guys have to do. I
want to ask you about your partnership with Davies Entertainment, because I feel like that partnership is what helped you guys get a little more exposure, let people see what you can do. But obviously, again, your expertise in contracts must have came, up in this situation, because he was not an issue moving forward. Or is he still a co-promoter now with Golden Boy?
Davies will always be family to us, and he is a co-promoter with Golden Boy. But the thing is, with Davies, they contacted us to help build their brand. We was already rolling. We went to Davies for a couple of fights to build Davies' name, to bring him up, not vice versa. And so we agreed. We had his matchmaker contacted us and asked us, could we do some fights with them and sign with them for a little while so they could build the Davies brand. So we do help build brands. So all of that, and in exchange for that, they gave us 4 fights, and they paid all the costs, and we did main events with them and sold out. But then they knew they couldn't afford Floyd after that. After he was selling out their venues, it's like,
what's a sellout at a Davies venue? How many tickets?
Davies had 2,000.
Okay.
2,000 at their local venue.
And it's a nice venue. It's a nice venue. I like the way that it looks.
And they're a good company for fighters that's in Texas that don't have that resource. They invest in startup fighters. So,
but you're in bed with them long term. Why?
No, we're not in bed. We're in bed with it because we Schofields. We help those who help us. We men, and I believe men, if somebody help you, you help them back. You pick them up and y'all walk the journey together. Because having good contacts, Davies own most of San Antonio. I mean, why wouldn't you have a powerful friend that could just walk into the mayor's or governor's office? It's all politics on everything. And remember, you got to be careful when you're fighting for world titles. This is just a little off, but because if you don't have a home station, they could rob you. Them judges could rob you. But if you have a home station and a powerful friend like a Davies, that can't happen with the judge selections and all this other stuff. Remember, it's a business, and it's a business that's uncensored. Like, people be stacking the judges. It's so much that boxers don't know behind the scenes. But they got to get them a home station and powerful friends.
By home station, do you mean broadcaster?
No, I mean, for instance, Davies, we was fighting out of Davies for like a year and a half. That was our home station that we fought out of their venue.
Okay.
We fight. We was in with the commissioner, with the judges. So everybody knew who Floyd was when he got there, because he was like their little celebrity. So you got to get a home station and grind. You got to help these people make money, and then these people will help you make money.
So do you think that you can build that home station? Obviously, you guys have the physical fan base there in Texas. Do you think that Golden Boy will see Austin as an investment? Like, Austin, Texas, we're seeing Hasim Rahman, they're taking a fight. That's DAZN. You guys are DAZN. Can we see you guys bring fights to Austin, Texas, and build, as you say, your local base there?
Austin, Texas is always going to be a home, but Austin not a big boxer community. It's a college town. But like, for instance, Golden Boy on the show that's now, I think it's 3,300 people that fitted, and it's almost sold out and only got 200 seats left. So, and Floyd, it was the only one announced, and there's no promotion yet going on really about it. So we got a strong community of fans. And so once you have that cult-like community of fans, sky's the limit.
So you think so what you're saying, you can build that with Golden Boy no matter where you're fighting location-wise, because you already have the following.
Yeah, and to make him a worldwide star, we had to get to DAZN, and Golden Boy was the key to get to DAZN, to also cross those waters now to build a fighter that could sell out big arenas. So that's what we building Floyd to be. So that's why we had to make that step. PBC couldn't give us that. Top Rank would have gave us ESPN, but that's not what we wanted.
What's wrong with ESPN? I'm just curious, because the zone's doing their thing, but ESPN, the worldwide leader of sports.
Because the Zone got a big boxing community in the UK. Them and Matchroom got a huge following in the UK that ESPN don't actually have focused on boxing. So I believe merging those two, we could get not only the United States, we could also get overseas. And once they see Floyd talent, that could grow him to the megastar that he is.
Not only that, but the Zone has different territories. Like, again, depending on that contract, his fight could be streamed to DAZN Denmark, DAZN Japan, DAZN UK, wherever DAZN has a territory, which is right. And I just wanted to give you credit. You're absolutely right. I've not received any email from Golden Boy other than Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield in the main event. All that it says is that it will also feature top prospects, but it doesn't mention any names. So if you guys have already, if you have already sold it out and you're only 200 short of a sellout, that is impressive and speaks for itself. So congrats.
And when you're making money for a company, they're not sitting you on no bench. They want you to keep performing because they're there to make money. Like, not saying this is 100% solid, but our next date's supposed to be in December when Ryan fight.
Okay. So now this fight is October 20th on a Thursday in Fantasy Springs. That's kind of their home base. And I mean Golden Boy's home base. And more of a Mexican home. How do you feel about that? That's not your demo.
No, our demo in San Antonio was all Mexicans. We packed the place out with Mexican and Spanish people, not with blacks.
Okay.
I mean, because San Antonio's mostly Spanish. And the thing is, Spanish Mexican fighters, the greatest fights that they have is with African Americans, to tell you the truth. I mean, the most exciting ones. And why not? That's money. That's money. Let them all want to fight.
That's the green print. That's what Floyd told us. That's the green print, right?
Yeah, that's the money. I mean, because now you got their whole country, Mexico, coming to want to fight, want to see, but they embrace Floyd. They love Floyd. So, the Zone thing, and I must give this because I give credit where credit due. I learned that from Bill. Bill was smart with that. Taking how he did with Devin. And so I learned that from Bill. So one thing is, as a student of the game, you learn. You can learn from anybody.
But now Bill claims that being on ESPN gives Devin more eyeballs. And, I guess you can say he will look down on pay-per-view. And why do I want Devin on pay-per-view to do 200,000 buys when he was seen fighting George over 3 million homes? So it's like he never said that or was not allowed to say that due to, those numbers never come out for DAZN.
No, the thing is with DAZN, he went and got the money. He had to collect and he had to build Devin brand. And not just in the United States, but worldwide. And that's why he took those steps. But then he had to go over the Top Rank. If they didn't have him belted Top Rank, Bill wouldn't have been over there.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right. But speaking of Bill, did you and your son watch videos of Bill on the come up, or he was not an inspiration on how you did what you've done?
No, he wasn't an inspiration. Yeah, like I said, me and Bill spoke. Before Bill had his thing online, and I'll tell you this. I believe Bill started the drama with Kid Austin and his son to promote Kid, to boost Kid in the limelight. Because Floyd's grandfather is Freeway Rick Ross. And Freeway Rick Ross and Bill Haney is friends. So I believe he did that as a bump because he never came with no beef, no after that, no nonsense. So I believe he did that to assist. But no, I never studied Bill on no come up. I already know the steps I would have to take to build a brand.
So watching his interviews, you never said, damn, let me be like Angel Garcia, Teofimo Sr., those guys haven't inspired you in any way to take the driver's seat in your son's career, both managerial and verbally? Because, you know, look at your son. Like, he's like most sons that they do the fighting. They don't do the talking. Someone needs to be the mouthpiece because, you know, the fighter, if he's not, he ain't moving. Somebody got to talk for him.
No, my son is just naturally quiet. He's naturally humble. Floyd always been a fighter. He's been in the boxing gym since 2, been competing for the United States since 8, been homeschooled and all he studied was boxing. So he was bred for this. This is why I bred him, because we was homeless.
No, but I get what you're saying, but you're missing my point. So
I never watched the interviews.
So look at Danny. Look at Danny. Danny and your son have a similar demeanor. He's not that outspoken, so he needed Angel to be that, you know, mouthpiece to keep Danny in the limelight.
Because if not, sadly,
it's like Thurman doesn't have Thurman has a father, but you don't see his father because Thurman doesn't need the father to talk for him. If you get what I'm saying, and I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it's I knew he was going to take it that way.
I'm just a loudmouth. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and anybody check my records, I done been in jail, guns. This is just me. I'm that person. I always was. Like what? I always been outspoken. That's me. And I'm a Leo, so I'm very overprotective with my son. And my son, he could talk, but to him it's like whatever. Yeah, I see you in the ring.
So you feel like talking is corny. What do you think about the whole back and forth with Keyshawn and Devin online? Did you even notice it, or did you get wind of it through this show?
Man, I didn't even know about it. I got wind of it through the show. I don't know why Keyshawn is talking to Devin.
Keyshawn made a statement, and it was 100% true statement.
What's that? What statement?
That he looking forward to his guy fighting. I mean, he's supposed to be the cheerleader for his guy. Yeah. They be in camps together. That's like his brother. He threw him under his wing, and it's just like that's their bond. And I believe my friend's gonna ride or die for me. They're gonna sit there and say, "Yeah, my man will whip your ass." That's what homeboys do. So he's not wrong for saying that. That's his homeboy. I mean, come on, your homeboy ain't gonna stick up for you.
Yeah, I want him to. I hope he do.
Yeah. So I don't think Keyshawn wrong for that. But I believe that it's a distraction also from what's at hand. Should Shakur and Devin one day fight? That's the question that should be asked.
I mean, but
a profitable fight.
But the way history has done us, I'm not even excited because if Shakur and Devin are to fight, it ain't even like the conversations don't even get warm till 5 years from now. Like Crawford Bud still's not done. Fury Joshua still not done. Fury Usyk still not done. Floyd Pacquiao took 7 years. AJ Wilder never been done. That shit got like 7 years bubbling. I don't believe those dudes fight. I believe Shakur fights a Tank first. Devin fights a Tank first.
No, maybe, yeah. I think they fight last. Like, to me, I think that's a fight we don't see for years.
Yeah.
Devin ain't fighting none of those guys, I don't believe, no time.
We got one.
Who? You said Tank not?
I said Devin ain't going to fight those guys no time. Devin got a lot on his plate, y'all. Devin still got to fight the Cambosa fight, which we know he's going to dominate him, and I believe he's going to stop him this one. Then when he got to fight Lomachenko.
If he stay at 35. If he stay at 35.
I mean, Loma easy work, man.
We got less than a minute
I
before
believe Loma is easy too, but what I'm saying is he has all of that to do before he could even address a Shakur and other people like that.
Mr. Schofield, we got to interrupt and let y'all know because it's going to cut you in a few seconds, so we want to at least say goodbye so you don't feel that it was done disrespectfully. But Floyd, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on that main event, champ. Soon as you guys know an opponent, hit Bo up. We'll get you back for an official interview. But we do appreciate you joining us this morning. YouTube family, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And
Obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.